So his track record is more important than his predictions.
Ooh, okay.
Get? Imagine you're starting a company and then someone comes and says, okay, everything I've done has failed, but if you give me this one.
Guys, hello, how are you? How have you been? Yes, back again with another video. Yes, na niko na wageni in the house. Hi guys.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Sunshine.
Goals when I grow up. As you might not have noticed, this is not here with us again. We didn't break up. He didn't dump me. We are still DC and Jazz, but he's not around. But yeah, I'm with Keith and Ann, Keith and Keith Ann in the house, and I'm gonna let them introduce themselves and tell us who they are and what they do and what they've come to do here. Hi.
What an honor to be here. So my name is Ann Keith. This is a Keith. And I'm glad to be here. I'm a counseling psychologist. And also I do mentorship. I teach music. There's a lot to my name, I think. Teach music, there's mentorship. And I love just being around young people like just here. You think pretty young people. Yes. I'm really glad to be here. Thank you, Jess.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming. Bazenga Daddy, tell us, who are you?
Hi, so glad to be here. I'm her personal PA. Hizi vitu zifanya. Mimi ndo mtu wa mkono. Yes.
You also a therapist.
But if God gives you a therapist as a spouse, kuna shida.
No, why?
If God's definition of help for you ni spouse, ni therapist, kuna shida. But anyway, una hint nini? It's like on your birthday, kila mtu analeta toothbrush.
What is it?
Kila mtu analeta toothbrush. Really, so anyway, so I'm honored. Yes. So I received the message from God. Shida zako. You need an in-house therapist.
Clearly.
Yeah. Clearly. Hey, wait. Take it for the time. I'm joking. So yeah, my name is Keith, a disciple of Jesus Christ, and my priorities in life are God, people, books, and music. And together with Ann, we focus our energy on music, mentorship, ministry, and then lately we discovered she's very good at camera work.
Oh no.
Yes.
Well.
Yes. And media, and we really love doing this work with awesome people like you.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, these are people we have in the house today. They run Tara is Mentors, right?
Yes.
So they mentor young people, and they also do good stuff like what we are about to do today. And they are married. They've been married for a year and
1.8.
Yeah, 1.8 about.
Okay. Tunaenda mbio. Right. What, just the other day, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so they've been married for 1.8 years.
Yeah.
That sounds weird to say that, 1.8. Yeah, 1.8. And so the discussion today is around marriage. And the big question that we are having today, the discussion is going to revolve around this big question. We are about to get married. What do we need to know? Just that. What do we need to do? Not to do rather, but to know. We have probably dated, and we're in that phase now where we think this is marriage calling. What do we need to know? What's on the other side?
Well, there's quite a lot, I would say, but you're about to get into a very critical stage of your life, I would say. It's a critical decision to make. So one word, proceed with caution, if I would say anything, because it's a lifetime decision. Like moving forward, you're going to be with this person and spend the rest of your life, and that's going to be more than what you've already spent. So that will have a really great impact on you and your children, your future plans and everything. So If you're not sure, it's okay to say, I'm not sure. It's okay to say, I don't feel this anymore. It's okay to say, I don't think I'm in this marriage thing until I clear up my mind.
Okay.
Yeah, so proceed
Proceed
with
with caution.
caution.
Take your time if you need
Take
to.
your time if you need to, girl. Yes.
What about the time when, because I hear a lot of people, I've had even a lot of my friends tell me they're having butterflies, you know,
Yes.
so there's the
Yes.
anxiety, but
Yes.
how do you differentiate the anxiety now and the, you know, the real drawing back? Because they sometimes when you're about to do a big thing or make a big step in your life, you have the
Yes.
butterflies,
Yes.
you're a bit anxious because you don't know what's ahead.
What's ahead.
Rather, I think it's a fear of unknown or
Yes,
something of the
yes,
sort.
yes.
So how do you differentiate the two?
First, I'd say if it's rushed, there's probably disaster waiting for you. No, for real. If it's rushed, if there's just some pressure from some auntie from somewhere or
Okay.
your brother who got married, I don't know when, maybe a year earlier than you, and then your parents are just all eyes on you and you feel the
Biological
pressure.
clock.
Yes,
Friends.
time is going. You know, this
Yeah.
the way our families like to hint. If there's any form of pressure that's making you make that decision, then probably it's rushed and you're going to end up in a really bad place. The anxiety and the butterflies, I'd say, is normal.
Okay.
But usually when you have people working with you, when you're accountable
Yeah,
to people,
yeah.
like it's a journey you've worked with someone else, it's stuff you've done together, you've gotten through some guidance, maybe it's premarital counseling, you've cleared up maybe your past relationships, you're sure we're done with maybe this guy, this girl, and you're sure this is what I'm doing for life. Then if you're really set in your mind, butterflies will come here and there, but truly if you know God's hand is in this, then proceed.
Okay.
But then if it's rushed, darlings, no,
Take your time.
take your time.
Okay. Take your
Yeah.
time. What else do we need to know?
Many more things, but one thing I'd say, as a lady, when you're getting married to a man, it's like you're hiring a CEO.
Oh,
Yeah.
your company.
Yes, of your family.
Of your family.
So his track record is more important than his predictions.
Ooh, okay.
Get? Imagine you're starting a company and then someone comes and says, okay, everything I've done has failed, but if you give me this one, it's going to work.
Okay, yeah.
Somehow.
it will also not work.
Yes. So if you have that mindset as a lady, realizing that this person that I'm committing my life to is going to be the CEO of my family, then your selection becomes a bit you slow down kidogo. And I'd also like to say that the opposite of wisdom is impatience. Anytime you find yourself you're rushing, in all likelihood it's not a wise decision. So in marriage, take your time. Time is your friend. Time has never been anyone's enemy, because time can reveal things that only time can tell. Because once you're looking at each other, you're driven by an imagination of what the person is. So taking your time is very important. So if you're getting married, it's like you're hiring a CEO, and I'd recommend that you pay attention to these 5 things. Fidelity, we'll explain what it means. Fidelity, we look at family background, family and friendship. What kind of friends does this person have? Then faith, do you believe the same thing about God also? Then finances, what's finances? And then faithfulness. So for this gentleman and even the lady, what's their take on fidelity? What's their take on sexual purity? Sex is not the glue that keeps broken people together.
What is?
It's now that brings a very important thing. The Bible does not say 2 halves. People like to say that you're a better half. Well, you're not you complete me. So the Bible says the 2 shall become one, the 2 whole people. So in marriage, 2 halves don't make a whole. It's only 2 wholes that make a pair. So if someone is broken, you can't come and complete it.
No matter how much you try to
Yes, if you're a shoe, you have a shoe and the other person is a full shoe. When you put you together, it's not a pair of shoes.
yeah.
No, exactly. So that's what fidelity, sexual purity is extremely important. if you guys are not good friends as dating and courting, don't think that sex will wash away lack of friendship.
Yeah.
So fidelity is an important thing. I'm sure she'll say many more things about it. Then the next thing is faith. Let me talk about faith. Do not be unequally yoked. You need to believe in the same thing about God, and the fundamentals need to be aligned. And the fundamentals, by fundamentals, I mean in terms of your mission, your master. Let me start with God. Do you believe in God? Do you believe like in the Christian faith? Do you believe in Jesus Christ? And do you believe the same doctrine? Are you under the same covering? Because two cannot walk together unless they agree. And marriage is the longest walk of life between two people.
There's a friend of mine who likes to say,
Yeah.
marriage is the closest thing you have to heaven while on earth. So a good marriage is the closest thing you have to heaven on earth. And the opposite is also true. A bad marriage is the closest example of hell
Yeah.
you'll have while on earth. And I think I kind of agree.
Yes. There's an illustration she normally likes to give about unequally yoked. You could,
No, it's just for fingers. I think mostly when, especially believers, Christians, think of unequally yoked, they believe it's more of an unbeliever, believer kind of thing. But it's unequally yoked in every aspect of life. It's mentally, it's socially, it's physically. For example, 8-year-old with 25-year-old. You know, that's still a level of unequally yoked. So it's in a sense, because we're talking about how can two work together unless they agree, and because we're in a race of life and two of you will be kind of joined. I don't know if you've played 3-legged race. I don't know if you've ever played that game. Maybe those who are watching
the
have.
PlayStation.
This was a
I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Okay, on our sports day, we used to have that event where you tie 3 legs of different people together and have them run.
Oh, that one. I know.
Yes,
It's
3-legged race. Gosh.
Mhm.
So yeah, of course, there's gonna be someone and anyone who stumbles will just make the rest fall.
Everyone falls.
Yeah. So it's in a sense it's like these 2 fingers being made to run, and then they're different lengths and heights.
Yeah.
So
oh,
how
yeah.
fast can you go? How fast can you go if you're not equally yoked?
And it's on every aspect.
Exactly, not just one aspect.
So
on
simply
every.
simply because someone is born again doesn't mean they're my mate.
Not really. Doesn't mean they're suitable for you. They could be
I
good,
like that point.
but they may not be suitable
For you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Like a gumboot is a good shoe when going for farming, but a gumboot on a date, like a dinner,
You won't wear it.
yes,
It's still a shoe, though.
yes,
It's still a shoe, fits the foot.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, it's unsuitable. So it's function that determines suitability, not looks.
Function determines
Suitability. So if you've been called to be a teacher, then someone that's meant for you would have a relationship with something to do with teaching. And because you're talking about you're just about to get married, what should we know? We had the honor of being in a PMCC class, and we got to sit in a circle and ask the couples, what brought you together? And most of them answered how they met.
Oh.
There's a difference between how you met and what
Brought you together.
okay, what is the big conversation that requires the two of you on the same team. And unless you've clarified what you're all about in life as an individual, then you can't pick out your suitable mate.
I like how these points relate, because for you to be able to do that, what you said, then that means you have to be a self-aware person. And that means, going back to your first point, you have to be a whole as an individual now before you meet this other person.
Yes.
So I feel like it also just goes back to the point of identity. You as a person being able to know who you are and what you're all about, so that you can now be able to recognize or be able to know what you need, and even when you see it, you know that's what I want.
Yes. So the rush for the wedding day should not override the important conversation of what are we doing together after the honeymoon. When we come back home, what is it that we'll wake up to continue doing? So I'd encourage my friends, don't get caught up in the wedding shows you're seeing on TV and the limousines and the tuxedos and white gowns. In fact, for the gentleman, my suit didn't fit me after 1 year.
Oh, no.
Well,
So, so yeah, the wedding and marriage very different. So equally yoked, fidelity, what's your stand on sexual purity, then faith is very important. So you must clarify what's the mission as an individual, what's my relationship with God the master. Then he picks out your mission and says, this is what I've called you to do. Once you've identified your purpose, then you can look around and say, no, you're good but not suitable. Then it's only then I'd suggest that you settle on someone and say, you're the best running mate I can have on this race that I'm having.
just like Adam had that aha moment when he saw Eve.
The aha moment.
The aha moment. This is bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. There's a pastor who once said, Adam was just surrounded by animals and used to pass right before him, you know. And he didn't have that aha moment of, this is bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. So it's until you actually have that, wow, this is me. This is bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh.
Yeah.
So until that happens, let us ni wanyama.
Wapite tu.
Let them pass.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes.
So unaona kuna wanyama wamepita.
Let them pass.
Okay, let them keep passing. All right. Hey, okay.
So fidelity, faith, then finances.
Yes.
Finances are important. Money is a big issue. Tithing. As a lady, if a man is not a tither, he's a robber. Mwizi, usio mwizi, tafadhali.
Ziwa Mungu.
So don't marry someone God is chasing. Yeah. So unashanga, why are things not running? Kumbe, God is like, I'm after you, that man you're living with. Yes, so tithing is important. Just find out, do you believe in the same things when it comes to finances? Yes.
And the spending habits of this person as well.
Yes.
Does that matter?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. If he's not a good, that's why the whole element of a CEO comes in. Does he have managing? Does he have a sense of delaying now for a better future? Ama, it's let's live the here and now.
YOLO.
Yes. You can't trust such a man with the future of your future and the future of your kids.
Okay.
So finances are very important. I don't know what you'd say about cash.
Money is very important. Just being on the same page and understanding that person's financial ethic is really important. What their priorities are in life. Like for him, I think the first time I met him, he told me my priorities in life are God, people, books, and music. So I knew tithing definitely because God is his priority.
Yes.
So giving to God, giving to the church, and to God's work, that's one of his priorities. And it will reflect in how he spends his money. And that's exactly what I got. So another way of finding out his spending habits, just ask him his priorities in terms of what matters to you. Is it the cars? Is it just flashy stuff out here? Or is it mostly investment? Is it God? What is it? So yes, that's what I would say about it.